What if I told you there's a mountain in our solar system so gigantic that if you stood at its base, you wouldn't even realize you were looking at a mountain? A mountain so tall that Mount Everest looks like a tiny bump beside it. A mountain so wide, it could swallow entire US states. And the craziest part? This monster isn't on Earth, it's on Mars. Scientists call it Olympus Mons. The largest volcano and mountain ever discovered in the entire solar system. But here's the terrifying question. How did one planet create something this impossibly huge, while Earth never could? And what if Olympus Mons erupted again? Today we're diving deep into the unbelievable secrets of the tallest mountain in the universe. Olympus Mons is located on Mars, and it is absolutely beyond human imagination. Its height is around 22 kilometers, or about 13.6 miles tall. To understand how insane that is, Mount Everest, the tallest mountain on Earth, stands at about 8.8 kilometers. That means Olympus Mons is nearly 3 times taller than Everest. But height is only the beginning. The base of Olympus Mons stretches roughly 600 kilometers across. That's almost the distance from Los Angeles to San Francisco. Or imagine this. If Olympus Mons were placed over the United States, it could cover a massive portion of the state of Arizona. Some scientists even compare its area to the size of the entire state of New Mexico. And because Mars has weaker gravity than Earth, this gigantic volcano could grow larger and larger without collapsing under its own weight. On Earth, mountains eventually break, slide, or sink. Mars allowed Olympus Mons to keep growing for millions of years. And that's exactly what makes it terrifying. Here's something even stranger. If you were standing on the surface of Mars near Olympus Mons, you probably wouldn't see the whole mountain. Why? Because it's so enormous that the curve of Mars would hide parts of it. Imagine standing near a mountain and not realizing it's a mountain. That's how gigantic Olympus Mons is. Its slopes are also surprisingly gentle. Most sides rise at only a few degrees. So instead of looking like sharp, rocky peaks like Everest, Olympus Mons is more like an endless rising wall covering the horizon. At the edges of the volcano are giant cliffs called scarps. Some of these cliffs are nearly 6 kilometers high. That's taller than many mountains on Earth by themselves. Scientists believe these cliffs formed because the massive weight of the volcano pushed down the Martian crust. Basically, Olympus Mons became so heavy that it deformed an entire planet. Now comes the biggest mystery. Why does Mars have Olympus Mons, while Earth doesn't? The answer lies deep beneath the planets. Earth's surface is broken into tectonic plates. These plates slowly move over time. So when volcanoes form on Earth, the ground beneath them shifts. The volcano changes position and can't keep growing forever. That's why places like Hawaii have chains of islands instead of one gigantic supervolcano. But Mars is different. Mars has almost no moving tectonic plates. That means one hotspot beneath the surface stayed in the same location for millions of years. Lava kept erupting in the exact same spot again, and again, and again. Slowly, layer after layer built upward for an unbelievably long time. And eventually, Olympus Mons was born. Scientists think some lava flows on Olympus Mons may be only a few million years old. In planetary terms, that's actually pretty recent, which raises a disturbing possibility. Olympus Mons might not be completely dead. Imagine standing on Mars and seeing Olympus Mons erupt. The eruption wouldn't look like explosive volcanoes on Earth such as Mount St. Helens. Instead, rivers of lava would pour across the Martian surface for enormous distances. Because Mars has lower gravity and a thin atmosphere, lava could travel farther than it does on Earth. Entire regions could be flooded with molten rock. Ash clouds might spread across huge sections of the planet. And remember, Olympus Mons is not just a volcano. It's a volcano larger than entire countries. Some scientists estimate the total volume of Olympus Mons is around 100 times greater than Mauna Loa, Earth's largest shield volcano. Its volume is so massive that comparing it to normal mountains almost stops making sense. This thing is more like a small world sitting on top of another world. Climbing Olympus Mons would be a nightmare. First, Mars itself is brutally cold. Average temperatures can drop to around -80 degrees Fahrenheit. The atmosphere is extremely thin, mostly carbon dioxide. Humans couldn't breathe there without advanced life support. And near the summit of Olympus Mons, the air pressure becomes even lower. On Earth, climbers on Everest struggle because of low oxygen. On Olympus Mons, there's almost no breathable air at all. Dust storms on Mars can also become planet-wide. Imagine standing on the side of the largest mountain in the solar system. While a global dust storm blocks the sun for weeks, it would feel like the end of the world. But the scariest thing about Olympus Mons isn't its size. It's what it tells us about planets. Olympus Mons proves that nature can build structures far beyond anything humans expect. It reminds us that Earth is not the limit of possibility. Somewhere out there in the universe, there may be mountains even larger, volcanoes more violent, worlds more dangerous. Olympus Mons is basically a warning from the cosmos saying, "You have seen nothing yet." And honestly, that's both incredible and terrifying. So next time you look at Mount Everest and think humanity has conquered the impossible, remember this: there's a mountain on Mars nearly 3 times taller, hundreds of kilometers wide, possibly still volcanic, and so gigantic that you might stand on it without ever seeing the full mountain itself. Olympus Mons is not just the largest mountain in the solar system. It's proof that the universe creates things beyond human imagination. And maybe the scariest part of all is that somewhere out there, Olympus Mons might not even be the biggest one. If you enjoyed this journey into the terrifying giants of space, subscribe for more deep space mysteries and cosmic discoveries. Because the universe is far stranger than we think.